Hey, it's Tuesday. It was a darn good day. Had a good day at work, had a good time after work. I had lots of good food and no regrets. Hang on. Hello. We're going to talk about my meeting with my Allie today. I met with her last night, and I tell you, that girl, she's got stuff. She's got stuff. I should probably tell you about my food first. I've got some grape Zevia, and I put in a little, just a little spoon, just a little bit, like not a teaspoon, maybe about a teaspoon of, I have some, don't ask, I never know why I bring in what I bring in, but it's some powdered creamer. Okay, it'd be like a grape ice cream soda. Because, I put liquid creamer in there, but lesson learned, that powder creamer, don't, don't peel, don't peel it, don't peel it. The liquid creamer is not dissolving very well. This hair is a little bit on the wild side, ain't it? It's like my hair is like Ben Shapiro's facts. My hair don't care about my feelings. I've heard him say that before. It's fine, but I'll just take that on home. I did bring in some, what did I bring in? Hang on, I'm trying to find my thing. I did bring in, some almond milk for my coffee in the afternoons, because I've got almond milk, and then I got powdered, the instant coffee. I actually made it into half and half, because like I told y'all, since I'm wearing the patch, I want to make sure that I'm not, I don't want to get too much caffeine and cause any extra issues on me. Okay, so today is a patch day. So I went in there and I had a few things I wanted to talk about, and talked about how I let something get to me whenever I went home early. I had felt guilty about going home early, but then a person just asked a simple question, but my brain took it to a whole different level because I felt guilty. I took it as if I was in trouble, when that's not right. That's not how it should be, because I wasn't in trouble. A person should be able to go home when they feel bad, but because I had my own issue and guilt feelings about it, I took it to a whole different level. But I told her I talked to my mom and I felt better. And to that she said, I'm not always in trouble. Because I think that way a lot. I was one of them kids that brought 2 corn dogs. I was one of them kids that was always meddling in stuff I didn't need to meddle in. Just always piddling. Poor neighbors. Looking back, I feel sorry for them. I was that kid. But anyway, and so I did get in trouble a lot, but it was warranted. Okay, please know that. I think back then they didn't really know about ADHD much, and like I know my mom did want me to get tested, but my teachers, to see what was wrong with me, and my teachers were like, we know Terri, because it was church. We had our church and our church school. So I went to a private school, but it was the church school, and they're like, you know what, we know Terri and we know how to work with Terri, so don't get her tested. Terri just marches to the beat of her own drummer. So because of that, I got in a lot of trouble because I was just always piddling with stuff. So anyway, I have a lot of guilt, and I'm always like, oh, am I in trouble? Am I in trouble? So, but in reading this book, I wrote it down somewhere. I wrote it down that some people, they get, where is it? Suffering feels safe because of a lifetime of self-negative talk. And I also put, where is it? Hang on. Maybe it's over here. Because I I've felt shame and guilt and negative emotions, and that feels like home, but that's not home. So anyway, that was from that book. But anyway, but I learned that from the book. But so she's right. So somebody says anything, and I automatically am like, I go to, what did I do? I start replaying all the things. What have I done wrong? Did I do this right? Did I do that right? It helped as a kid because I was always doing stuff, but now as an adult, I'm not. So I need to outgrow that. Talked about how to respond when somebody says something, and she gave me a tip. Talked about judgment and how I hear a lot of the negative judgment from my childhood. I'm taking another bite. Hang on. Red and yellow onions. Also for my meat, let me just break it out now. I got a steak, a strip of steak. It's the same thing I had for supper last night. So that's going to be my lunch with the dip. And then let's go in and do this and get this out of the way. Where's the spoon? Hold up. Hold up. So yesterday, they had the baked potatoes, and the deal was whatever was left, any baked potatoes and cheese, she was gonna make into a potato soup. And then, so I've got the potato soup with bacon bits on top of it. The potato soup is really like big and chunky. I like them big. I like them chunky. That's from Madagascar, I think was a cartoon. So that's my spread. All right. So anyway, we talked about how a lot of times, like when I was a kid, I would hear my sister like being all, and she was a teenager, so it was normal. But as a kid, I internalized those voices, or adults' voices that were like, oh, look at her. She's got a sleeveless shirt on, and she shouldn't have. You can see her armpits. That doesn't look good. I mean, it's like just a random thing, and so we talked about that. She and I did. I said, but it's something that I don't think. Like, it's not something I agree with, but I hear it in the back of my mind. And so she said that maybe it's because I'm judging someone else how I judge myself and how I think others judge me, because I've heard somebody make those judging statements before. When I was younger, I internalized them for whatever reason. And so if I'm looking at somebody, or if I'm saying in my head like, but I don't ever verbalize the judgment. And I think we think maybe that's why I'm so extra nice to people, because I feel guilty for the negative thoughts. And so she said, you probably have, it's like a devil and an angel sitting on your shoulder. So if you're like, so say I see somebody with like the hair like mine, like, that hair is looking rough. But on the other side, she said you need to tie a new habit to an old habit. So that hair is looking rough. Oh, but she's so cute. That I really like, she's really pretty, just tie something positive to the negative statement because like I said, or no, that hair is really cute. So not just because I think something negative, I need to then try to put a positive spin on it. So maybe kind of teaching myself to not always go straight to that negative thought about something. And she said, my perception, which I've heard this before, my perception is not your perception or your perception. Some people use the word truth. I don't like that word, because the truth is the truth. Either you hit somebody or you didn't. But how you perceive that you perceive you slapped somebody, but they perceived you punched them. But, the truth is you hit them. You know what I mean? So I like the word perception. And she said, even because we talked about one of my goals is giving feedback, and she said, even giving feedback, whether I give it back nice or whether I give it back mean, it's going to be the perception of the person that's receiving it. So they're going to receive they're going to receive the feedback however they perceive the world. So maybe they're happy-go-lucky, then they're going to perceive that feedback. Okay, yeah, thanks, that's fine, whatever. But somebody else might take it as, oh, she don't like me. So I need to remember that all my job is to provide the feedback in the most in the best way that I can do it. It's not my control, and I make sure I need to do my best to communicate what I need to tell them, but that's it. Then my job is done. My job is not to try to make them feel better. My job isn't to convince everybody to like me. As a kid, because she said, what if somebody doesn't like you? I'm like, I don't know. I ain't never met somebody who didn't like me. Maybe I did. I just didn't know it. I said, but if somebody doesn't receive me very well, then I do always kind of dive in a little, try to be extra. She said, it's like you're trying to convince them to like you. I'm like, well, yeah. And she's like, no. What? I think everybody needs to like me. So I think everybody should like me. I'm a likable person. But what we found is that part of me is that like I was talking to her about, if people across the hall are loud. Hang on just a second. I was explaining that because I'm across the hall from 6 women, that sometimes they come back and they're frustrated. And I have made it my role that anytime somebody's frustrated, I try to cheer them up and bring them up and not let them sit and process their frustration. And she said that when I do that, it makes somebody feel like I don't accept them when they're not happy. So it communicates that my love is conditional and teaches other people to be ashamed and hide their feelings from me. So I'm like, whoa, that's deep. And then she said, no, emotions are experiences, and I don't have to fix people's emotions. That's not my job. And then she said, what feelings do I avoid when I try to fix somebody else? So, for example, if somebody's over there frustrated about something, I'm trying to cover up my anxiety of hearing somebody be upset by going to and trying to cheer them up instead of me working on my anxiety about somebody speaking loud. Does that make sense? So I need to learn to be like, okay, yeah, they're experiencing anger. It's okay to be angry. And it's okay that they're over there experiencing that. My homework was to watch the cartoon Inside Out because it was about feelings. Y'all, it was so cute. I cried. But in the cartoon, I don't know if you've seen it, but the girl, the Joy is the one who tries to run everything. And, they go through this life, and there's joy, fear, anger, and disgust. Joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. So 5 of them. So anyway, and Joy tries to ignore the other feelings. And as I was watching that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am Joy. I am Joy. I suppress whatever feelings I'm feeling and try to make other people happy so that I don't have to deal with my own feelings. Like, whoa. And she said, I need to understand that what I do, it doesn't serve the same purpose to go around and make people happy. But I don't need to shame my old Terri. She said that I need to figure out how to make joy source internal instead of finding joy in making other people happy all the time. She So I don't need to deprive someone of their feelings or their emotions. And that's the end of it. So she said some other people's behavior is not because of me. That's something else we talked about. Oh, okay. So I was telling her, I said, you hear that oftentimes comedians are the most depressed people in the world. They have depression and they have, look at how many of them take substances and or terminate their own life. And oftentimes it's because they're ignoring how they feel inside and they're trying to find joy in making everyone else happy instead of processing whatever else is going on in them. So that's something that I recognized in talking to her, and I'm like, okay, so not only when I hear somebody upset am I ignoring my own need to learn to allow people to feel their feelings, but I also need to do some internalization. I know when I was I was happy-go-lucky until about 7th grade. And probably 7th grade through my maybe early 20s, I'll go that high. From 7th grade to my early 20s, I was very, very depressed. I was obese. I was depressed. I used to journal, and I know in those journals, I used to talk about self-termination and a lot, because I was so upset with myself. And so in order to not think about those feelings I was having, that's another reason why I tried to make other people happy, because it was outside of me. So now I need to kind of figure out, other than dogs and video gaming, what are things that I used to enjoy? What's something that I could learn to enjoy? So that's kind of my personal homework. I watched the movie and it was cute, but my personal homework, I want to figure out what are things that I would enjoy doing, not just staying at home. What are some things that I need to get out and do? Not just taking a walk, but am I somebody that could enjoy hiking? Am I somebody that could enjoy going and making pottery, painting? I don't know, because I don't do those things. So now I need to I'm telling myself I need to figure out, what things does Terri want to do? What would she enjoy? So anyway, so that's my session last night and what I took home from it. I still have this thing on my computer, and it's just kind of a reminder each day. So impeccable words, because that means, good words to others and to myself. Don't take things personal. Don't assume and fill in the blanks. Just because there's quiet doesn't mean that person is thinking negative things about me, because actually it's me thinking negative things about me, and I'm assuming they're thinking negative things about me. So don't assume. Do my best, even if my best is just getting out of bed and brushing my teeth, then I can go to bed without having guilt. Or if doing my best is coming in and eating what I brought and a bowl of soup, I did my best. And then don't go to bed with guilt. Forgiveness is key. I'm not always in trouble just because I hear my name. That's something I got to work on. Just because I hear my name doesn't mean I'm in trouble. It doesn't mean I need to fix something. Keep the devil and angel with judgment. So if I think something negative, like, oh man, they're talking loud today. Oh, but I love the sound of their voice. And I'm grateful that I get to work with them. You know what I mean? Things like that. And then the other is, others' behavior is not because of me. So those are little things that I have hanging on my computer. And that's what I got for you. That's what I learned today or last night. So we're going to work on that throughout I see her next week. So I have to see if they need, I'll just jot down things that I want to talk to her about. Okay, bye. I'm going to tell y'all one thing. I'm about tired of this weather. We got a tornado watch, just a watch, until 8 p.m. tonight. I'm about sick of this business. Come on now. I'm done with it all. I'm at Angie's Playing Beauty Shop. She's got this new stuff she's experimenting. So this is how it looks now. You put a gel on and then you file them down. Don't be looking too hard. Got my pinky on this side, but we'll see it when they're all done. It's this cool gel stuff. She puts the gel in the little thing. It's not tips that you hook onto your nail anymore. So I'm with my Miss Angie. Look at my nails. So it's not something that I think she said it's not new. I was wrong. It's not a new product out on the line, but it's something that she has not. She does nails and hair, and so she was using like gel polish and acrylic. And this is, I don't know what this is. It's a different type of gel, but anyway, that she's not used to using. So they look good. I'm gonna be all fancified, y'all. I'm gonna be all fancified. So here's the situation. I had a chicken breast and it was frozen. I pulled it out last night and I did it long enough that I could get my little jobber in there. And this says it's got 33 minutes. Hang on, I try to keep the timer on my, this is a Chefman 8-quart. Somebody asked me in the comments about it. Do not buy this on Amazon. I got mine for $45 around Christmas time, I think. Don't buy it on Amazon, like for real, for real. I looked it up and it was like 80 bucks. No, sir, no, sir. Anyway, you just get you, go to your Amazon or go to your Walmart and get you an air fryer, 8-quart. But anyway, I've got my, this is fogging up. I got my meter air fryer going. So, but this, what I did was I had some cut up pork chop. Man, hang on, my camera's fogging. I think that's better. Maybe it's my glasses. Anyway, so this is just pork and steak bites. I seasoned it. And then this is a few extra I'll add for tomorrow. So tonight I'm going to have this. And in case I forget, it's a vanilla and peanut butter creamy. So keto chow vanilla and creamy. Oh, look, see, that time's going up again. And then the Equip Prime. I think I have a bag. Let me show you the bag. Hang on. This is the one I get. This is like $2 something per serving. So, and it's pretty doggone clean. So there I've got the salted caramel and peanut butter. So that's dog treats. But anyway, so I keep them over here and I just put them in my other jobber so it's a lot faster. But anyway, so yeah, that's the brand I use with my creamy, the other half, other than the keto chow. So, all right, well, I'm gonna wait till this is done, and then we're gonna go eat this. We're gonna eat the steak bites and the creamy, and this chicken is gonna go for tomorrow. You saw it. I am not opening that thing again. It's a big old chicken. It's a split chicken breast. So that's what it is, 1/2 of a chicken breast. So I'll be taking that to lunch tomorrow, along with this pork and 2 pieces of steak. So you'll see that tomorrow. And don't worry, quality assurance is on the case. He's making sure everything is drool worthy. Y'all, I'm about tired of this rain. It rained hard earlier, and now it's stopped for now. I was watching Ryan Hall, y'all, when I was at work because, you know, we kind of have to pay attention to that stuff. And so, thankfully, it wasn't bad while I was at work. So, the beef bites are just a wee bit too done. That's okay. In case I forget tomorrow, I have on my chicken, I've got lemon pepper and orange pepper on it. So it'll be really good. I'm going to take that tomorrow. Sorry. I know some have the miso anyway. So let me just repeat what I just said. I have chicken and it's still going in the air fryer. And then when my Alexa beeps, I'm going to have to go flip it skin side up. But anyway, I have orange pepper and lemon pepper on it. It's the ones y'all sent me. And I'm going to add some chicken to, or this, whatever this stuff is. Salt. So yeah, this is just pork and steak bites. I use the other thermometer that I have, the kind that folds. Boop, and you put it in the meat. So I wasn't worried about the beef. I was more worried about the pork. So I'm eating that. I'm not as hungry tonight. I had a pretty doggone big lunch between the carny dogs and the steak strip, the straight steak. Maybe I'll call it steak tender. Because the chicken tender, that's what those look like. Like the steak tender. And then I had all that potato soup. I really shouldn't even eat supper, but it is 7:15. So if this tells you anything, I have the patch on today and it's 5.25. So if that tells you anything, I have not eaten since my lunch, and that was around 11:30. So I ain't saying, but it is a nice side effect. Hopefully I'll get my sense of smell back too. That's all I got for you. I'm so excited about my nails. Angie did a good job. Thank you, Angie. Yeah, so there they are. She used like a real pink color, like a pale pink gel. So, all right, I need to go handle my chicken breast. I love y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Just remember, tomorrow I'll be eating that chicken breast and those pork and steak bites. So, all right, bye.